615 BNA. We got that fly DNA. It's our Delian Foundations. And we appreciate your patience. Don't bring trouble.
All right, y'all. This is MC2MC, presented by Heru. My name is Adeli. We have Asynbxl in the building today.
Right.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's no problem anytime.
So you're from Clarksville, not originally, but you're living in Clarksville currently, right?
Right. I'm currently stationed out in Fort Campbell. So yeah, that's what brought me in.
Okay.
But I'm from North Carolina. Yeah.
From North Carolina. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So you're from North Carolina. Where in North Carolina, and how did you find music?
All right. Well, I'm from this small town called Pollocksville. It's off by the coast, little country ass town. It's not. I think the population is probably 3,000.
Okay.
if it's that. But my love for music actually probably came when I was 10 maybe. As far as rap that is. I was probably 10 and started writing in the average notebook, asking my mom what can I say and what I can't say, kind of, that type of stuff that. Trying to learn the ins and outs of it at a young age. So yeah, it happened pretty young for me.
That's awesome. So I kind of had a similar story when I was in middle school. I had a friend that got me into hip hop and freestyle and stuff like that. So it was the age of 11, 12. So,
Right.
I mean, that's really early.
Right.
So you have a lot of experience.
Yeah. My first little I think what really got me was when DMX dropped his, I can't even remember the name of the album, but
It's dark and hell is hot, maybe?
it had, I think it had Party on it. What is it, Party? It was one of those. However, we had little cassette tapes, and my mom had just got me a boombox, and I messed around and I pressed record and I recorded over the original DMX stuff, and it was my voice.
Wow.
And once I heard my voice rapping, I was like, yo, I got to do this.
You knew you had something with that.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. Even though my mom, because it's crazy, because my mom, I actually borrowed the tape from somebody. So my mom had to purchase that person another tape. So,
Wow.
so after she beat my ass and realized that, hey, I was really passionate about it, she was like, all right, you got some. Let's pursue it.
So how did it sound? Could you still hear DMX in the back?
No, you couldn't hear nothing. You just heard
Really?
me rapping and all the noise around me.
Do you still have that tape by chance?
No, I don't have it. It actually got lost within moving around and all that type of stuff because we kind of bounced around a little bit. But so yeah, it kind of got lost.
Okay, I got you. So you mentioned DMX. Were the Rough Riders an inspiration to you? And if they were, who else was besides them?
The Rough Riders as a whole, yeah, I can say I was inspired by them. More so Jada Kiss, the Locks. They were some of my biggest, go-to listeners now. So, but my all-time favorite has to be Biggie, of course.
Biggie.
So yeah. So yeah, I love, I love the style that he brought.
I think both of them, for us, were very impactful for me and Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to this day, I don't know of anyone that rhymes like Biggie did.
Right.
I would say the closest person in my knowledge would have been Shine. I don't know if you ever listened to Shine back in the day.
I listened to a little bit of his stuff. I can't say that he was one of my biggest people from New York that I listened to, but he was definitely up there on the list.
Okay. So was there anyone else that inspired you heavily in your writing process?
Jay-Z, Jada Kidd. So like I said before, that's as far as I guess you could say the old heads that I really looked up to. Even though I'm from the South, I've always been inspired by up north rap.
Right.
Yeah, so it was hey, this is where I want to be,
Yeah, exactly. I would say definitely the same for us. We found a lot of hip hop and southern rap Though they had their own, specific kind of sound.
Right.
I found like Outkast to be very like lyrical and similar to New York artists.
Right,
Which was
right.
really dope to hear, like a southern voice with like that kind of like vibe,
Right,
a
right.
real kind of boom baps kind of sound sometimes here and there. Were you inspired by them at all?
Of course, Andre 3000 was definitely a person that I definitely look up to. When DJ Khaled came out with the song with, what was it, SZA, when they sampled the Outkast song, I was like, yo, I would love to have been on this.
Yeah.
Because Outkast was like, everything like down in the South is, again, like you said, to hear somebody rap with a northern, swing to it. It's like it was different for the South. So yeah, I feel it. I
Right.
definitely feel it.
So, how do you feel about the trap movement kind of taking over hip hop currently?
It doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I like to see, new innovation, like to see what, is gonna be brought, extra makes me like wants to like keep doing it. I mean, I'm gonna probably still do it no matter what, but to see something new is definitely a benefit.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think that almost makes the golden era that much greater too.
Right.
Because that it had its own specific sound, its own shine, its own appeal. But yeah, I mean, music is ever changing, like everything else, like days of life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like where we're at today compared to a year ago is a different world entirely.
Definitely. And I can't even lie. At first, I was scared about it because I was like, yo, this isn't like what I grew up listening to.
Right.
But as I listened to it a little more, I was like, all right, I see where they're coming from. I feel it. And I guess it scared me because being that hip hop is like the youngest like genre of music.
Yeah.
Like if this goes like what the hell else do I have left besides all the old stuff that I have?
Gotcha.
So to keep revamping is definitely a dope thing.
Right. So I see that you came out with the album, really dope album. I was listening to it on the way here. It's called In My Mind.
Right.
When did you release that album?
That was released August 21st of last year.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a relatively new
It's
album.
still relatively new, right. I didn't have too many features on it. It was just me, myself. I don't even know how the project even came about. I just felt like doing something. I was like, all right, cool. Let's just, put something out. My manager, she was like, hey, it sounds good. Let's do it. I was like, all right, let's rock.
Nice. So you have a manager. Are you on a record label? Or are you independent?
We have our own independent label called The Balance Posse. Right now it's just me as the whole solo artist and a couple other people that can add to the brand. That's But as far as artistry, or rap music wise, is just me for right now.
Very dope. So what does your brand represent basically to you at this time in general?
The essence of hip hop.
Nice.
The essence of hip hop. We take on all types of different types of art. Because I'm not just a rapper, I actually draw. I've actually started, mixing and learning how to mix and master and stuff like that as well. So we take the word art and try to stretch it to, its fullest potential. So yeah, we just, trying to do this and enjoy it.
That's exciting. So regarding art, what type of art do you do?
Graffiti.
Graffiti, okay.
Yeah, I've been drawing and tagging since, I was little. I actually picked up a pencil and started drawing before I even started rapping.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's something that I definitely can't do. So props to people that can actually draw and stuff. So I'm strictly a poetic artist, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's really dope. I heard a track called Meditate that was dope.
Yeah.
So what inspired that track?
Meditate, I lie to you not. So when I found the beat, I was actually just waking up and I heard it and I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna purchase this beat. I didn't have nothing written to it. Didn't even know why I wanted the beat.
Right.
But one day I was kind of having writer's block. And I was like, man, I kind of had something, prepared for another beat. And I was like, well, shit, let me see what it sounds like on this. So when I did that, I was like, yo, I actually like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't even gonna lie, writing hooks is one of my hardest things to do.
It is hard. Yeah. Same here.
But I was like, I'm gonna call it Meditate. And being that I am Buddhist, I knew that meditation was like, and doing the because if you listen to what the hook is, it's like I was like, okay, bet this is actually kind of catchy, I guess. And when I think I let maybe 10 people listen to it. They were like, "Yo, you humming on this? This is actually dope." So I was like, "All right, cool. Let's keep it."
Wow, that's really interesting. So, were you born Buddhist, or did you convert to Buddhism?
I was born in a Baptist household, but yeah, I converted to Buddhism probably like a year and a half ago because why not? It felt right, you know.
So, do you meditate on a regular basis and stuff like
I
that?
try to. I try to. I lack sometimes. Yeah, of course I do. But with practice, you get better with it. So yeah.
I found it to be kind of difficult at first. I would say the person that put me on to meditation was Russell Simmons.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because he kind of was he was into that lifestyle, the kind of wellness lifestyle,
Right.
early on compared to a lot of other like celebrities or famous people, if you will. And I'm pretty thankful that he came out with that. He had a slogan. He said, "Don't self-medicate, meditate."
Right.
And he was referring to like smoking weed, drinking, and dealing with like issues like that, instead meditating, which is a lot cheaper and it's a lot healthier.
Yeah, indeed. Now I can't say I haven't, dibbled and dabbled in, the extracurricular activities
no
of,
doubt.
marijuana.
We all
But,
have,
but at the same time, you're right. Meditation is definitely has helped me. It like whenever I can't write or whenever I can't come up with an idea, meditation is definitely, hey, there you go. All right, cool. Let's rock.
Yeah, that's man, that's really cool. Do you go to temples or anything? Because you have a
No.
track called The Temple,
Right,
right?
I have a track called The Temple. And basically the Temple and that's the first song on the album, I think. The temple that I was actually referring to is like my mind. So this is my temple. So like trying to protect my mind. They in the Christian faith they say your body is a temple. So to me, my mind is a temple, especially when it comes to writing.
Right.
So that's why I actually named it The Temple. But no, I haven't been to any temples.
Oh.
I would love to though.
No, that's really cool. I mean, I always wanted to go to like Nepal or something and like
Right.
meditate in the mountains.
Right.
That seems like the most serene place, especially in this day and age with all the chaos that's going on.
Definitely.
I mean, so yeah, that's really inspiring. So our movement, we're called Heru Heru. We have a movement called Heel Hop.
Yo, got you.
So our aim is to help people tap into their greatest version of themselves, inspire other people, and heal through hip hop, and also heal hip hop because we feel like it kind of got hurt a little bit here and there. Is a lot of people went into it for the money, in my opinion. So our aim is to bring that lyricism back, that Jadakiss, that Biggie that you're talking about. I mean, that's the essence of it. Hip hop was born in the Bronx.
Right.
So as we go our own routes, navigating through it in our own styles and stuff, we always have to be mindful and respect where it came from, and keep it alive by all means necessary.
Of course. And I definitely feel you on that. And again, that's what I try to bring with everything that I write, every song that I, produce or whatever, because I sit back and I think I'm like, where is the real lyricism now?
Right.
I should be able to turn on the radio and hear, like some J. Cole, some Wale, something like that.
Exactly.
But again, sometimes people don't get caught up on the words no more. And I was like, do you follow that trend or do you stay, true to yourself? And so far I've been trying to stay true to myself. And hey, if it catch wind, it catch wind.
Yeah, no doubt. There was another track that I liked. It was called the Redman song.
Redman, okay.
Yeah. So what inspired that one?
Redman.
Oh, really? The artist?
No. So all right, so not the rapper Redman. Redman is actually the chewing tobacco that I used to dip. I don't dip it anymore. And it was sitting right there next to me on my studio desk, and I was like, what title should I name this? And I was like, all right, bump it. Let's call it Redman. And in the hook, it says, I need Redman. And like as far as like signing a deal, you know how people try to get as much as they want from a deal. I said, hey, throw Redman in there too. Like, let me see if they'll give me a pack of Redman just for the, just for shits and giggles.
Right.
I don't really want the Redman. I just like, hey, give me a record deal, or let's carry on.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess we were talking before. I'm not sure if it was on the podcast or off. But you're currently in Clarksville,
Right.
Tennessee.
Right.
You're at Fort Campbell.
Correct.
So you're a soldier.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you for your support.
Absolutely. And what got you into that world, and when did you start becoming, are you in the Army or?
I'm in the Army.
Okay.
I was in the Navy. Then I transitioned to the Army.
Okay.
So are you asking like what got me into?
What made you want to become a soldier? And
Oh man, all right, crazy. All right, so I was 22, I believe. I was 22, and one morning I was still living back in North Carolina, and one morning my brother called me. He said, "Hey, yo, man, let's join the service." And waking up, I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, let's do it. So I was like, all right,
awesome.
let's do it. And he was like, well, I said, well, what branch? He was like, let's go in the Air Force. Air Force was taking too long. I think it was going to be like a year wait. I was like, man, bump it. Let's go in the Navy. He said, all right, cool, let's go to the Navy then. So I got in him. His stuff fell through, but I was the only one to make it in, and here I am today.
Wow.
I've been in now. Well, in the military now about 7 years.
Wow.
On my way out.
So, did you serve anywhere around the world for that?
Yes. When I was my first duty station, I was in Japan. That was out in Yokosuka, Japan. I have 2 deployments. 9 countries seen. I've been around. I've been around. So, once I transitioned to the Army, not so much. I just solely been here. To me, I feel like it's probably time for me to get my mind better on music, stuff like that. So I don't mind not deploying since I've been here. So it's been cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, so music has kind of been a way to ground yourself from, the seriousness of,
Right.
Doing what you're doing.
Right. When it becomes too overwhelming and I do need to step back, music, studio, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm all with it. I gotta write about this. I gotta let people know that this is what my life is like, every day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's super dope. So do you come to Nashville a lot? Have you connected with the hip hop community in Nashville? If so,
I've tried to. Trying to get the right, people, trying to find the right people, what has been hard for me. But now that I found, you guys, it's definitely, a stepping stone. And it's definitely like, hey, yo, this is where I should have been. I should have been trying to link up, with people, like-minded people, so that, we could try to push the culture forward, even more.
yeah,
So,
most definitely. And the Upstate sound, they got some really dope beats and stuff. Superb, he's also in the building.
Yeah, I heard that.
Shout outs to Conscious Beats, Foundation Mecca. So we have a lot of different artists that we can collaborate with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. And after this, we're gonna do the MC's Corner,
Okay, I'm
where
ready
you
for
get
that.
to smash some of these beats and stuff.
All right, I'm with it.
So as far as your current music, where can we find it?
All right, I'm pretty much anywhere you want it. Listen to music at Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Deezer, like Tidal. If you look my name up, you'll find me.
How do you spell your name? Because I almost was gonna say, is it Asynbxl? Because that's how it kind of like is spelled. But
No. It's a symbol ASYNBXL.
that's on IG.
That's on IG too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And are you working on a new album currently?
I am. I'm actually working on something. Now I can tell you the name. It's called A Musical.
Okay.
And it's basically gonna be more so about my actual life story this time.
Nice.
I'm gonna actually hone in on that and open up. My manager said, "Hey, be vulnerable." I'm like, all right, but all right.
Yeah.
So now I'm actually opening up, and we're gonna dive into my backstory.
Oh man, that's super exciting. I'm ready to get to the beats.
Yeah.
The last thing, is there anything that you want to specifically send out as a message with your music that you feel you represent?
Listen for my double entendres. That's to me, the double entendres is like the highlight of my music in my opinion.
Word.
Listen to it closely. And if you want to read along, hey, I would advise a lot of people to read along because of the way that I dissect and dice up different words and stuff like that. So I would definitely tell you to read along because I'm trying to paint that visual for you.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I bet 99% of the time it goes over everyone's head, right?
Of course, it does. Until I sit down, I break it down, and they play it back like, yo, when and why, how did you come up with that? I'm like, I don't know, it just came to me.
That's crazy. All right, well, cool. Well, thank you so much for being here, Asynbxl. This is MC2MC, brought to you by the Upstate Sound. Shout out to Foundation Mecca. He'll be here next week, and we will see you guys next time.
Again, follow me on all social medias. Instagram is Asynbxl, ASYNBXL.
Dope. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
I appreciate it.
Grinding hard every day. Grind hard. Drop the top of the Lambo. If you got it, if not, then you're damn close. Hot topic on the streets like a lamppost. There knows on the